Toast. I like to make a toast to life. Toast to blessings. Toast to love. What's up, folk? You know what it is. Dog life. Yes, sir. I got a good one right here for you. I got one I'm probably gonna ruffle a couple feathers with. I'm probably gonna ruffle a few feathers. I just might. We just might. You's a bitch, nigga, cause you's more than a bitch. You a bitch, nigga, more than a bitch, nigga. Pussy, nigga. Yeah. I'm talking to the men's. I'm talking to the men's on this one. As I dig in my teeth with my floss stick. How internet rude of me is that? Fuck you, I don't care. Not fuck you, but you know, fuck you, I don't care. This internet and this time has brought on a whole new breed of men and a whole new breed of women. I got here and I thought about this to make me want to go here. I had seen somebody post this young lady post, talking about, you know, she was something about her boyfriend had a picture of her with his dick in her mouth as her picture, and she was like, and then I was about to say something like, that's what you get for letting these niggas do shit like that, but then I was going through the comments, and a lot of the girls was like, ooh, wow, that's, you know, their sentiments is word of that would be cool, and they would like that. And then I was just like, well, damn, well, that's not what she get then, because that's cool. They cool with it. And I'm like, damn, because I know in my generation, I couldn't imagine girls being cool with that. I couldn't imagine girls being cool with that back then. But then it just made me think. Everything has a beginning. Everything has a beginning. There is nothing here today that didn't start somewhere. I know that's mind blowing, but just think about it. It's simple. That's very simple. And that's everything. You know, there's nothing. There's no thing, no situation, no anything in this world that is going on, whether it be a thought process, a dance move, no thing that has ever been done or said or moved in this world didn't have a starting place. And yes, that includes the way the men are nowadays. That includes the way the women are nowadays. They all have a starting place, you know? Everything has a starting place. Every warning label was once a lawsuit. Somebody said that to me at one of my old jobs, and I was like, damn. That's real. You know? So to that, I want to speak about the accountability thing. Men, you know, over the last decade or so, social media has been it's been a real big thing about women not taking accountability. You know, all types of funny memes and funny gifs have come around about how women don't take accountability. Which is mostly true. You know, just the way that was something in their DNA, you know, that they don't naturally take accountability. They learn it, you know. They learn it a lot later in life, you know, or how whatever, you know, I don't know. But, you know, that's just kind of what it is. But that just goes to the thing. That's kind of natural in the way that we were created, and men and women were created, you know. Men were created naturally, we're logical. Women were created naturally, they're emotional. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. We're the same, but we're different. So, you know, that's kind of been this thing, accountability. And, you know, I've kind of been thinking this for a while because I've kind of seen it. Those who know me know I have a bunch of female cousins. And they kind of, and watching the things that they went through when we were younger with their boyfriends kind of shaped the way I treated the women in my life, you know, because I was like, well, damn, that's messed up. You know, like, I love my cousin, and damn, that dude just did you like that. Damn, that was dirty. I should go fight that nigga. But then, you know, I learned that that's not what you do. I never went and fought nobody, but, you know, I was taught that, and I was like, I took advice. So, you know, I didn't, but I still saw that, and I still noticed it, and it still made me realize that thing, that part of that relationship dynamic, on how men do have a part in this situation. So with that, I went back. You know, the millennials like to talk about the villain origin story. That's a millennial thing. I learned that because I got a millennial girl in my life. But they love that villain origin story. That villain origin story, you know, how it started. And if, you know, dudes, specifically my generation, for sure, 80s babies, Generation X, hip-hop babies, especially us, if we kept it all the way a buck, we kind of made them get like this. We did. Now, granted, it may have been, you know, the systematic programming that they programmed it to make us think a certain way. That could have, through the influences and shit, the things that we saw, they definitely helped us program to think that way. You know what I'm saying? They didn't program us to think love on our woman. That's for sure. They definitely didn't program us to love our women. That's for sure. So, with that, we just keep it real. Just be honest, shit. We was the generation. Because I know before us, we was the generation that came to start talking about fuck that bitch. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I'm saying? Bros before hoes, all that shit. We was the ones that kind of really made that shit really come out. We really made that shit come out. And I know Kane from Menace to Society wasn't the only motherfucker to tell a chick, oh no, bitch, that baby ain't mine. I had the Jimmy on extra tight. You know what I'm saying? I know he wasn't the only person to ever do that. I know when we saw that it happened in the movie, we weren't like, well, I've never seen that before. Did you see he did that to that girl? Wow, that has never happened where I'm from. I'm sure there was no female that could relate to that part. You know? So, it's not like we weren't fucking them, passing them to the homies, getting them pregnant, saying, bitch, that baby ain't mine, you was fucking other niggas. I had the Jimmy on extra tight. We was doing that shit. We was doing it. We did it. We did that. And then, we can go with the, oh man, shit, they was hot anyway. They was with it, da. But that goes again to the natural thing that women, they're naturally inclined, is in their DNA to believe what a man tells them when a man tell them they love them and they da. And we want to, it's just in there because that's just in their DNA. They can't help it. They can't help it. They want to be like, oh, they want to be swept away. Even the most bossiest boss bitch, she would love to be swept up off her feet. Sweep me off my feet. Whisk me away. That's just what they want. That's in their natural thing. Because it's in the man's natural thing to want to take care of it. But we fucked up. Because a lot of these new youngins, these Gen Zs, millennials, a lot of them weren't raised with fathers. Now, to that point, they are doing a lot better with fatherhood than the Gen X do, than our generation. Them Gen Zs and the millennials, the dads, they are doing a lot better on that tip as far as being present. But it came from the lack. Their presence came from their lack of having. They knew what it was like to not have a dad in their life. So they was like, yo, I'm going to definitely be there for mine. Some of them go a little overboard. I'm going to be there for mine, and they want to shoot up the whole damn family household, and they want to beat the mama up. So you're going to let me see my kid, and that's because they didn't have a man in their life to help them learn how to regulate their emotions. They didn't have a man in their life to help them learn how to regulate their emotions. So now, even though they're attempting to do things as a man, they still react emotionally as a woman, because that's all their influence. That's how they learn to show their emotions like a woman, emotionally, physically, ready to fight and blow it up. Instead of like a man, rationally, and be like, okay, you know what? Let's work this out. There's a way that we can work this out without having to do all this and that. That's that end of it. Then you got the other end of it, where you have a lot of the millennial girls, the young ladies, they grew up saying, fuck these niggas. I'm not about to let no nigga do me like that. I saw how you played my big sister, and I saw how they was playing my auntie. I saw how my daddy played my mama. I saw her two baby daddies play her. And I saw how the men played my auntie. I saw how they played my big cousin and my older sister. They saw all that, so they was like, you know what, fuck these niggas. They was like, fuck these niggas. I'm about to just get a girl. I promise you, it was 2009, 2010 when I was on a bus in Inkster, and I saw this young chick, and I was just like, yo, why is you gay? And she was like, cuz y'all ain't shit. Dude ain't gonna do nothing, try to beat you up and all that, so I might as well just get with a girl. You ain't about to try to fight no dude. You know what I'm saying? And to keep it a buck, also, a lot of us 80s babies grew up without father figures as well. There's a lot of 80s babies that grew up without father figures in their life. But we had different I guess teachings, because it was about that street shit, cats was on the street shit, and trying to get money and shit like that. So the male energy we was getting, it wasn't always the most healthy version of male energy, but it kind of is what it is, you know, and that just kind of threw things off. Yeah, a lot of those 80s babies grew up without father figures too. But we had that gang culture and, that toxic masculinity that kind of had us out here wilding out continuously, really just continuing the culture, continuing the trend that we were on, that we were raised under with no fathers and shit like that. And how that happened back in the 60s, how that went on, did all that. But that's another different, that's part of the conversation, but that's not part of this conversation. And it's like, those things that we were doing, bros over hoes, fuck these bitches ain't shit, gang bang, you know what I'm saying, all that shit, it created the way the women started to think now. Because even our girls, now mind you, at those times, the women, there was, young teens, early 20s, you know what I'm saying? Now they got to the point in their 30s where they was like, you know what, fuck y'all. And it's like they weren't trying to hear it. But see, now we got the issue with it. The issue with all these Kevin Samuel fan ass niggas. Now, mind you, I am not gonna hate on Kevin Samuel, because Kevin Samuel did drop some real true game in some situations. You know what I mean? Because some of the women do be tripping. Some of y'all just be y'all. Whew, y'all Cinderella miners is out there. And you know what I'm saying? But again, if we keeping it a buck and we just being natural, that's just how they are. That's just how they were made. They were made to feel that way. They were made to be nut mothers, nurturers, and like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how they were made. That's how they are made. It's this, their nature is like that, but the nurture has them all fucked up. The nurture has them fucked up. The nurture is going against their nature. That's why you got like the sexy red looking for baby daddy. It's like the nature is still have somebody to take care of me, but the nurture is like, fuck you niggas who trying to take care of me, unless you try to take care of me the way I think you should try to take care of me. But then also, again, that came from the men. Because even in that zone where it's like fuck bitches, we got another era of dudes that came in who was getting money and they became tricks. The Captain Saver hoes. The type of dudes that paid for the attention that they couldn't naturally get. The type of dudes that paid for the attention that was like they couldn't just naturally get the attention because of who they were and how they were. So they paid for the attention. They started getting money and they started paying more for the attention. So now If you just a dude, the chick's like, hold up, you ain't gonna pay? And then you got, it has been exasperated even more because you got young boys, young men who was raised by women, and they saw that. They were raised by women, and their moms was just getting dudes for bread. And their moms was like, yo, you got to be able to take care of a chick. So now they grew up, and now they just paying for chick. Man, I was talking to a young nigga one day, and he just told me he just cashed out some chick to get her hair done. Just some, and it was just like, it wasn't even his girl. And I'm like, why you seeing this somebody to get her hair done? That ain't your, the fuck? Man, you gotta, oh man, hell no. What? What? Listen, you have, there is a group of kids that was raised by a mom that had multiple baby daddies, and she got with a sucker that had a good job. And then this ain't even to talk about, because every shoe ain't always the same situation. You have a group in this generation of kids who was raised by a single mom who had multiple baby daddies, and she just wound up finding a good dude that had a good job that was willing to take care of somebody else's kids. Now, granted this, understand this, all those situations are not the same. Some dudes, it's little differences. There's little differences, subtle differences in these situations, because some dudes can be real stand-up guys. They just really a stand-up dude that's on their business, and they just like, yo, you know what? I'm rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? You got these babies, and I know they daddies ain't around. I'm going to be a good role model for them. Some of them is real stand-up like that. It's some of that real going on. But there's also some, oh my God, I need a nigga with some, I need to find me a dude with some good bread. And they found some little cornball ducker that was up in the corner. And they were like, hey, baby, you know, oh, let me put all this good stuff on you. He was like, okay. And she was like, oh, yeah. And he was, yeah, okay. Can you buy my kids? Can you buy my kids some food? Okay, how much is it? She was like, oh, baby, you know what? I love you. I love you, too. You should marry me. Oh, yeah. We gonna get married. There are those situations, too. It's those situations. Those are two separate situations. But we have to acknowledge that there are both of those situations. The ones who were raised with a stand-up dude, those kids turned out all right. Because that stand-up dude gave them some real life game. And he put them in the right path and was like, yo, this is how you do things. This is how you're supposed to do things. This is the way to act. This is how you're supposed to maneuver out here in this world. That's what the real stand-up dude did. But the other dude, he was just there. Well, I don't know. Well, if your mother says it's okay, you have to talk to your mother. I don't know. I don't know. Well, if your I'm not your fault. I'm not. This is two separate. It was two separate situations, but we had them both. They both exist. And there are a group of kids who was raised under that dude B. under the B dude, under the groovy dude. That's just, oh my God, the girl's so hot. It's a group of those as well. And those kids are not as sharp as, because those are the ones that are a little bit more feminine with their ways. Those are the ones that's like, yo, hold up. Oh shit, girl, damn, you fine. Let me get your hair done. Those are the ones that's, oh nigga, if you gotta give me $100 for lunch. That's those. That's those. The ones who was raised with the stand-up chick, the stand-up dude who was like, nah, this is how I gotta be. Those are dudes that's just like, oh, what's up, miss? You know, let me, you know, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, let's, you know, then they holding it down like a real man's supposed to. Those are the ones that you send them 30 for, like, oh, thank you, boo, for this 30. I'm about to go give me something. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? They different. They different. They both out here though. But they're different. And what we gotta do as men is we are supposed to be the ones to kind of, we're supposed to be the ones that love through that. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm a divorcee. I got divorced. When I initially got divorced, I was like, in my mind, it was my wife's fault. Just because I just thought she wasn't supportive. She, you know, she was making things harder. She didn't understand. She was trying to, you know, instead of working with me, she was working against me. I thought it was her fault. You know? But then I read this book, The Way of the Superior Man. It's one of them books I got from Nipsey. I read that book, and it talked about how how we're so sensitive, and we're supposed to love our women through those emotional states. Women are emotional. We know that. The book says something like to the effect of, you know how you can ask your girl, I'll say, babe, you want to go out? She'd be like, nah, I don't feel like it. But then you grab her by her hand, you pick her up, you give her a little twirl, you grab her, you hug her, kiss her, babe, come on, let's go out. She'd be like, okay. That's because women, they move with their feelings. That's just the natural form. That's just their God-given gift. Their God-given talent is to move with their feelings. That's why we are the balance of each other. But see, the way a man would do now, it'd be like, baby, you want to go out? She'd be like, nah, I don't feel like it. He'd be like, and he'd go play the game, go get on the game. What up, though? Man, I was gonna go chill with her, but she don't feel like doing shit. Oh, man, I know, right now, there be one complain about you. Then the game, playing the game. Dog. That's the way of the superior man. You understand? Like, that's where all of that shit came from. And it all started because men weren't in the household. We ain't been in the household. We ain't been holding the families down. We haven't been holding the families down. And I'm gonna talk about that. And I'm gonna say it while I'm in the midst of not even having my kids. Oh yeah, because I did that same, I had the same thought process too. I had that same thought process. So that's how I know, and that's why I can say what it is. It wasn't until when I got through reading this book and a few times that it was like, damn, you know what? Bro, it's us. We the key. Men are the head. So if there's an issue, just like if there's a problem, you got to deal with the root of the problem. If it's something, if you got weeds growing, you can't just cut the top of the weed off and expect not to grow. That bitch gonna keep growing. You gotta get to the root. You gotta dig that bitch up and get to the root. So just like that. But in reverse, the men in the head, the root is on top. We are the issue. We have been the issue. And until we as men stop pointing the finger at women for doing what women do, women want a man. Hell, it wasn't too many decades ago where fathers were telling their daughter, if that man can't take care of you, that man don't need to fuck with you. Huh? That's the natural order of it. We supposed to take care of our women. Now, economically, I feel the 50-50 thing, I know economically, the cost of living is crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's insane. And so I understand that we got to pay the bills. That's a whole different thing. But just to keep it a buck with you, if we was in our God purpose, that wouldn't even be a thing. Paying the bills that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day right there. But that's the natural order of it. The natural order of it is the man take care of the house. The man go out there, the man do that. And like I said, man, I mean, hell, even if it's always going to be 50-50. Even if the man do take care of all the household bills and do all that, the woman still going to buy the man clothes. She might buy groceries. She might, pay for this, there, do this. So it still ends up being 50-50, and it still works out either way. As long as the point of it is being a team and a cohesive unit. That's the point. That's the bottom line. You're supposed to be a team, a cohesive unit. Out this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is with the men. That's what men need to get back to. That's what we got to get back to. Stop pointing the fingers and stop being mad at women for being women. Stop being mad at women for having women emotions. Being mad at women for reacting like women. Come on, man, that's their job. Your woman is gonna test you. If that's your woman for real, she gonna test you. She gonna push you to your limit, to push you to your greater self. That's her job. And our job is to answer the call and be there. Hell, I messed up too. You know what I'm saying? I messed up too. But I get it. And that's why I do the work that I do. That's why I work like I work. So I can get it back and get it right for the future. Less getting it back, but more get it right for the future. Stay in the day, but work for tomorrow. That's what it's about, bro. That's the deal. That's for all my dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop pointing the finger at women for wanting to be taken care of. Because that's their job. Now, granted, there is another side for the women, but I ain't going to talk to the women because I ain't a woman. I'm a man. So I'm going to talk to the men. Because if the men do men, the women going to fall in line. And if they don't fall in line, they going to fall the fuck off. And they just be lonely. Old bitches with cats. You know what I'm saying? So, fuck all them hoes. Fuck them. You know? Fuck them on the weekend. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it, bro. That's it, man. Like, once we get into our man. Once we get into our man zone, yeah, yeah. Once you get into your man zone, the women will fall in line. The real ones, the ones you want, the ones you really want will fall in line. And that's what really matters. That's another aspect. Focus on what you have. Focus on the blessing and not the stressing. If you man right and you get on your man ding the way you supposed to be on their man ding, the right women will fall in line. They will submit. They'll do all of that. There'll be all of that stuff that we be talking about women don't do. There'll be all of that. But you got to be in your man game right. You got to be in your man game right. You got to be on your man game right. That's following your purpose. The best way to do that is follow your purpose. Follow your purpose. Follow your God-given purpose. Live in your God-given talents. Do the work that God has for you to do. And don't worry about the shit that you can't handle. It's not for you to do. If it's not for you to do, don't worry about it. Let God handle that shit. Do your work. That's how you be the best man. Love. Solomon's prayer. Lord, allow me the wisdom to serve the people that you gave me to serve in the way that you would serve them in a way so that it pleases you. I messed the prayer up, but if you can dig it, you can get it. Listen, we're here to serve. I'm telling you, that's the key to all that. That's the key to all of that. That's the key to all of that. We got to be better men. We got to be better men. And that's the gist of it right there. So I'm gonna leave y'all on that. Y'all know what it is, man. It's dog life. Oh, I got that deodorant on my shit. I don't give a fuck. It's real, baby. It's dog life, baby. Let's go.